guys, it's time for another reading vlog. Let's get into it. Good morning, it is Sunday and we're at the start of another reading vlog. I don't know if you could tell, I'll only know that when I edit, but I am full of cold. It was brewing, it is the season. So you can guarantee today the baggy jumper is on, the bed socks are on, and I'm having a really cosy, comfy day. And I'm going to have a day of reading and gaming. I need to look after myself because I've got to get myself into work in the next, week. So we've got to keep going. Anyway, let's talk about what we're going to read. So as you can tell, I've had my audiobook on already this morning and I've started Fireworks by Bonnie Wood. I have not listened to much, about an hour, and I am really enjoying it. It's still very much scene sitting. The characters have just met, but I just love Bonnie Wood writing. Bonnie Wood was new to me last month and I'm really enjoying the vibe. So that is going to be my audiobook this week. Something really like cutesy and calming. So that is the audio. Now the next book that I am reading will be on my sprints, and that is When You Disappeared by John Marrs. Now I'm only about 20% in, I think. The chapters are long, guys. I don't know why I keep picking up long chaptered books. Like, what am I doing? That is the third book this month I've picked up that chapters are like 15 minutes long. But in all fairness, there are 2 points of view in each chapter, which I don't think is necessary in my opinion. Just put them in separate chapters. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with it because that's what I do. And the book is better, so the long chapters don't necessarily feel as long as the other books did. But you know me, I hate them. I hate short chapters. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I feel like I sound disgraceful. But yeah, that's today's plan. I'm going to go and head over and do my live now. So have a lovely Sunday, come along with me, and let's have a really fun week. Good morning and happy Monday. I'm not going to clear my throat on camera, I refuse. The cold is hit. I haven't stopped coughing for the majority of the morning. So this week might be a fun one. I hope if you're watching this, it means I've managed to get through the week with a voice. That's all I'm bothered about. I want to still film content. I can plod along with a cold. It doesn't bother me. Obviously it does, but you live with it. It's part of life. It's part of education. Unfortunately, when you work in that sector, these come part and parcel. But let me talk to you about yesterday. I had a fantastic reading day yesterday. So I think I briefly talked to you about Fireworks by Bonnie Wood, and I started that on audio and I listened to approximately 50 pages. So I listened to 4 chapters and already I love the premise. I found the connection between the characters from the first and the second, and I still love Bonnie Wood's writing. That being said, I am on admin day today, so, well, not day, I'm on an admin afternoon. So I'm going to get my audiobook on to crack on and get my jobs done this afternoon. So yeah, I feel like I've got potential to get through another couple of hours that today, and I cannot wait. It's about 10 hours long, so I feel like good premise to get through a chunk, but obviously I'd say I'd bring you along with me for the audio, but that won't be possible. The other book I want to talk about that I read yesterday was When You Disappeared by John Marrs. I ended up reading over 260 pages of this book. In fact, maybe more, like 280. I started it on live. Now, this book is only 395 pages. I can inhale that pretty quickly, especially if the book's good. However, I was slogging through it yesterday. I feel like when I read a 400-page book, I tend to read about 10% every 20-25 minutes. I was only getting through 6 to 8% per sprint, and that's still a lot. I completely get that, but I feel like I should have been reading more because it was a shorter book percentage-wise. But that wasn't the case. However, like I said, I got to 94% before bed last night. You can guarantee when my alarm went off this morning, I sat up in bed, picked up my Kindle and finished that. I usually work out, but I'm not pushing myself more. My chest is a little bit bad. So I read in bed instead just to give myself a bit of a calming start to the day. And I have now finished that. Rating is to come. You'll probably see it in the shorts before I even release the end of month wrap up. However, yeah, not his best, unfortunately, and the chapters were a little too long for me. I don't know what it is with me this month, but I am picking the long chapters. So yeah, that being said, I've already started another book. Now, if you're eagle-eyed, you'll have spotted it, but I don't think you'll be able to read it. I have picked up an ARC, and that is Murder in the Downley Glen by Danielle Sellers, and I think this is book 5 or 6 in the Lola Harris series. So I read the first book and finished it last week, and well, I listened to it, and the long chapters were a massive put off. So as you can imagine, I've got an e-ARC, and I'm a little bit worried about reading it. But the first chapter was 2 minutes. The second chapter is apparently 2 minutes. So we may be in for a good time, but there are only 20 chapters in it. So that I'm guessing they're gonna get longer. But my plan for today is, once I finish work, is to read that. I do have my counselling tonight, but other than that, I have no reason why I cannot get comfy and read. So my plan is to work my PPA, finish when I should finish, and yeah, get an hour of reading in before my counselling, and then I may read tonight, or I may colour. I feel like I might want to colour, in which case the audiobook will go on. But that's the update for today. I'm going to finish getting ready and going to work now. It's Monday. Did I even say it was Monday? I probably did. I feel like that's like my habit. I hope I did. Anyway, it's Monday, the beginning of another week, and the weather is given cold and snowy this week for me. So you may have some snow days, who knows? I doubt it. We never get snow days that strong here. They come far and few between. So yeah, I think it's going to be cold, so the coat is out. But I've trotted on at you for long enough, guys, so have a lovely Monday, come along with me, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Good morning and happy Tuesday. I have been up a very long time with, yes, this one. Hello. I know, I've got to go worky soon. So yeah, this one's had me up quite a while, so I have managed to read in bed this morning. Not in bed, on the sofa, because she needed to go out. As you can see, she's been very needy this morning. Anyway, try not to laugh because I cough. The coffee's going strong. I've been up half the night coughing as well. So we're in for a good day, guys, and I'm working a long day. It's my longest day of the week, I think, so yeah. The weather's turning cold, the boots are out, it's due the white stuff. I'm praying for a snow day just so I can sit and read, but yeah, that's me chuntering. Let me talk to you about yesterday. What a stellar day. I had a really bloody good day of reading. So I think I talked to you in the morning about how I'd finished When You Disappeared by John Marr, so I won't go too much into that one. I did finish it. I'm glad I finished it. It wasn't the best book I've read by him, unfortunately, and I am a massive fan. And I did... then obviously I mentioned to you that I started Murder in Downley Glen, so we'll talk about that. So I started that yesterday, and I think I got to, was it 28% Bella, I think, and I've actually continued that this morning, and I'm now nearly halfway through. It's a short book, it's only like 270 pages, and it's a lot better than the first one. The chapters are still long, but not too long. Like, they're about averaging 8 to 10 minutes, some are like 13, but you know, they're averaging around the 10%, not 10%, 10-minute mark, which isn't too bad a chapter, I don't think. There's a lot of information. I am really intrigued by the story as well, which is obviously really important. So yeah, and then quickly the other book yesterday, because obviously, well, I'm going to continue in the Murder in the Downley Glen later. I intend to get home at around 4:15, and read. However, this one has been exceptionally needy today, so I don't know what's going to happen. I might have to entertain her so my other half can get some work done when I get home. She is going home tonight though, so my plan is to have a really cosy night reading. I would say finish it, but I don't think I'm going to do. But I would like to get a really good chunk of the way through. I've got Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson in transit to my local library, so I may be able to pick that up on the way home, which would make me exceptionally happy if I could. So yeah, and then the other book I quickly have just realised I haven't talked about is I listened to my audiobook yesterday, and I listened to Fireworks by Bonnie Woods. So that is the second book in a series, and the first book is Kindling, she's gone, by Bonnie Woods, and I really enjoyed that. So I wanted to get this last autumnal reading. It was available on BookBeats and became 99p on Kindle, so it was meant to be. I think I listened to about 70 pages actually. I did get a good chunk of work done yesterday afternoon, not as much as I'd hoped, because I had to do a few bits away from my headphones, but that's fine. It was such a good reading day, and I'm very much looking forward to a cosy night tonight, and I think I will be having a very early night. I am tired, if you can't tell. Yeah, these cold and dark mornings do not help, but I am going to get in, crack on, get loads of jobs done. I've got a meeting till 4, and then my plan is at 4 o'clock to be firing out that door quicker than you know. So yeah, it's going to be a long day. I'm still feeling rough, but yeah, I'm going to go and sort this little doggo out now. But have a lovely Tuesday, and hopefully I'll try and bring you along with me, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Good morning and happy Wednesday. I wasn't sure how I was going to sound because I haven't spoken to anyone yet. Brain gear. The white stuff has fallen, but not enough for a snow day. Never mind. I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't got much footage. I got home yesterday, coughed, and yeah, that's basically the theme of yesterday. So I did read a little bit. I did read Murder in the Darnley Glen by Daniel Sellers, and I thought I was at 50% yesterday. I wasn't. I was at 40, and I was at 52, I think, when I went to bed last night, and I've read a little bit more this morning, and I'm at 57%. The plan is to read more of that tonight. Now, I'm hoping that I can have a bit of a relaxation evening. So the plan is, I'm hoping to finish at 3:30. We're going to see. I'm going to come home and just relax. That is hopefully the plan. Going to try. And then I'm just going to relax all evening and just read. Last night, I ended up having a house full, which I wasn't expecting, and when I felt rough was not ideal. But I got to see my nephew, I got to see my mum, who I haven't actually seen since she went away, and it was nice, but it was just hard. Because then I was just completely done, and by 8:30 I was in bed. I've then been up half the night coughing. So yeah, that's the only book I've got to talk to you about, guys. I feel like this is going to be very short and very sweet. I did receive a Colourike order yesterday, actually, which I'll talk to you about. So I got their Colourike Festive Countdown book, and I also got their Lumi Cozy Days one. I'm not even colouring at the moment, but there's something about Colourike's books that I love. The quality, the simplicity of some of the designs as well. Like when you don't have loads of time to commit to a book, I just think these are really good. So that's a really exciting thing. I'm going to do a flip through and record some content for that maybe tonight. Because I was going to film like an unboxing, but I can't keep filming content. And it's annoying because I've got a book haul from the works to film as well, which is like just hidden out a shop down there. So I'm like really frustrated that this is getting me down now. Like I'm going to keep powering through. But yeah, that's today's plans. It is freezing. I've left my hoodie at work, which is really irritating. So I'm a little bit chilly, but I'm going to put my big winter coat, my scarf on. I'm getting a lift to work, and we're just going to have a good day. We're going to keep warm. And yeah, then tonight is going to be blanket, hot drink and a book, and I will bring you along with me for that. So yeah, that's all you're getting from me with my croaky voice. I will speak to you all very, very soon, and you already do have content coming, and yeah, have a lovely day, guys. Good morning and happy Friday. You may have noticed there's been a gap. Sorry, I do need to keep clearing my throat. So, gosh, there we go, it's better. So I actually was really unwell yesterday, and obviously my PPA kind of makes my like routine out of sync because I just get up, load up my computer. But yesterday I also had the doctor, so when I would normally do is get ready, film it while I have my lunch. I didn't even have time for any of that yesterday, so I didn't give any content yesterday. I am now on these. So I have a severe chest infection, which was what I suspected. I don't think the cold has helped it. I don't think powering through every single day has helped it. So yeah, hopefully by next week's vlog I'll feel a lot better. But anyway, that's my little moan out the way. Let me talk to you about the last couple of days. So I haven't actually done much reading. However, I have picked up Murder in the Darnley Glen by Daniel Sellers both Wednesday and Thursday, and last night I finished it. I did a silly thing. So I've been reading it little and often, but I have really, really enjoyed it. I'm just about to film a review for it now. It is an arc and it does come out on the 27th, which I'm excited for, but kind of wish I had time to read the rest of the series. It did have me on my toes, and I am now committed to maybe back reading some of his books. So yeah, I finished that last night. I got to like 88% at like 5 to 9. I was like, right, behave, you've got work tomorrow, go to bed. However, that didn't happen. I said, I'll do one more chapter. It's 13 minutes, so it's still an early night. Yeah, I read that chapter. It was the most, wow, action-packed. And then I was at the epilogue, so I finished it. So yeah, full review is incoming for that. And then the other book I actually listened to yesterday was Fireworks by Bonnie Woods, and I'm about halfway, I think, now. And that being said, I have listened to that this morning already. So I think I'm only 2 to 3 hours away from the end. And tomorrow I do plan on having like a social media day. I've got no plans. With me being unwell, I'm really looking forward to just being a hermit all weekend, if I'm being honest. I'm hoping this might not sound like it, but my chest has loosened. So I might be able to record a bit of content, which I've been hoping to do because I really need to film next week's midweek video. So I'm hoping that I can have enough of a voice to do that. So yeah, fireworks will probably be on quite a lot tomorrow while I get through some Insta content. I've done a little bit of content this morning because I'm just waiting for a lift, so I thought, sod it. So I'm recording my review. Gonna rip round and do the housework because my lift's running late. Love it, don't care. But yeah, so today, obviously I've talked about fireworks. Now, obviously that means that I need to pick up a new book. And fortunately this week, the buddy read came in time, guys. So I don't know if I've mentioned on this channel, but I certainly have on my others. I set up a buddy read for Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, which is the book I'm going to be reading. However, I was fourth in the queue and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm not even going to be able to read it this month. Bearing in mind, we're on the 21st today, is it? And yeah, whoops. So I was a bit worried. Everyone was starting to read it and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to miss it, aren't I? On Wednesday, I got the text or the email to say the book is ready. So I went to pick that up yesterday on the way to the doctor's. So I'm going to start that in the hope of getting it started, read and finished this weekend because I really want to pick up Hunted by Abir. I can't say his name. Mokhenji. But I don't think I'll have time to. And I've also got another book at the library. I've got the Examiner. I've got so many books to get through this month, guys. I have not touched my monthly TBR because I've been a mood reader. And I won't be like continuing them into December because it's Christmas month. So I just read Christmas thrillers and romances. So yeah, anyway, I've rambled on at you for 4 minutes about absolutely nothing. That is the plan. I'm at work till 3:30. I've got a phone call meeting at 4 and then I will be chilling for the night. I will be relaxing. I won't be doing my live on Patreon because I'm still not 100 and I don't want to be coughing constantly. I'm hoping to be better for my live on Sunday, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go and crack on and finish doing the housework. Have a lovely Friday. It is Friday, okay? And I will speak to you all very, very soon. Good morning and happy Saturday. We are at the last chatty video of the vlog. I must say that this week has been abysmal. I've not been well, but I really wanted to bring you my reading vlog. So yeah, so let me talk to you about yesterday. I did listen to Fireworks by Bonnie Woods and I listened to that in the morning before I went to work. I didn't pick it up again and I think I listened to a good few pages. That being said, I have continued that this morning and listened to another bit more. However, I thought I could finish it today and I don't think I can. I want to get into my other book, which I'll talk to you about in a second. But I've got up this morning, I've done a few jobs, the housework is done, my books that I bought last week are now added to my TBR list, are added to my TBR jars and are all in the bookcase, they do fit. They have had to go in the one upstairs though, this one just ain't got no room. So I've pottered about this morning and done a few jobs. Yesterday, I didn't actually finish work till 4:15, so I didn't actually read much in terms of finishing work or getting much of my socials edited. So that is going to be a today job, which I'm about to go and do now. However, I did settle down after tea as my other half is not well and he went up to bed. So I actually managed to read Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson and I read 94 pages and it's going to be a quick and easy read. I'm already finding some plot holes, which I really need someone to talk to about. So yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel at the moment about that, but it's still reading very YA bar swear words in my opinion, which I've heard a lot of people say. So I don't really know how I feel at the moment about that. However, it's not terrible. I do feel inclined to pick it back up today and the plan is to do that. I just want to get my jobs done this morning. So what time am I recording this? It's nearly 11 AM. Wow. I'm just about to film this week's coming video, which I'm going to put as my December TBR, and that's purely because we are nearly at December. Wow. And you will see a theme in that video coming, so do look out for that, guys. It will be due to go out on Wednesday. So I'm about to film that now. I've just started doing some work as well. I'm quite flexible with my PPA at the moment, which is really nice. So what I've done is I've cracked on while I've got the time, the quiet space to do it because it's the Christmas production. So I need to be able to film voiceovers and edit videos. So I need to do that with peace and quiet. So yeah, that's the plan. I thought I was over my cough. Well, not over it. I've still got the chest infection. But I thought I was over the tickly cough. But I'm talking to you now thinking, am I going to be able to film this video? I've got up and straightened my hair for it, so I am gonna, because I am not going anywhere today. I've got up, dressed and made myself look half presentable just to film a video. So I'm gonna nick a load of water, I think, before I do. Get a load on, and then I'm gonna go and crack on and edit my socials. That is the plan for today. And obviously I'll bring you either end of day or Sunday morning update as usual, but I've also got my nephew coming over tonight and I'm looking after him. So it's not like I'm going to have much time to read tonight. It's football. The football is back after international break as well. So I will be watching the football, but I might try and read while that is on. So I don't know. I might not be able to read as much as I thought. I was thinking I had this brilliant day, but everything went to pot yesterday with trying to get stuff done because I ended up having to do a lot of work stuff yesterday, which wasn't on my radar. I planned to finish at 3:30 and shut off. But that wasn't the case, and it's fine because it means I can shut off later on in the week because I've sort of got a bit ahead with other stuff. But I'm chuntering on it, yeah? Come along with me for, I don't even know what today's going to be, but come along with me and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Hi guys, this is the end of the vlog. I am just getting ready for Sunday morning, if you cannot tell. Do you know what? Yesterday ended up being a really good reading day, so I was really productive and I listened to Fireworks by Bonnie Woods and I did really, really enjoy it. I've got about an hour and a half left, I think, so this is probably going to be my last audiobook of the month. Just because I don't want to rush through another one before the end of the month, and as much as I listen to it Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, it depends how many hours. Like, I'm working today, so I may very well just finish my audiobook and then like do something else, but anyway, that's next week's problem. I did also read Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. So yeah, I read 100 and something pages. I'm enjoying it, but it's very YA. For an adult, well, to be named an adult thriller, I think is a bit of a lie. Just gonna have to put that bits down, I think. So yeah, I'm not 100% sold on that. So yeah, but anyway, that is the end of the vlog. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. This has not been the best week. I have been unwell, and obviously that was not the plan at the beginning of the week of the vlog, but I've stuck it out and I'm glad I did. I need to do something about my hair. But anyway, I'm progressing. Thank you so much. If you have stuck out this to the end and you haven't clicked that subscribe button, please do. They're not all this chaotic, I promise. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go and start filming the next vlog for next week, and thank you for joining me, and as always, speak to you all very, very soon.